guys, Chantal here from Two Hearts and a Roof, and thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to another Weight Loss Wednesday. Sorry there wasn't one last week. Me and John were up in Cardiff for the day, so I couldn't make it to weigh in, so there wasn't anything to tell you guys. This is officially week 10, I think. I say that every week because I can never keep count, but it is officially week 10. And as you can see, I'm not in my car like I usually am. I've decided to come back and film this. Sorry if the lighting's a bit strange. I'm down in the studio. It's like 9:30 in the night, so I've only got our overhead lights on at the moment. But I went to weigh in. I was feeling a bit deflated because I've been totally unmotivated for 2 weeks. If you miss a week in group, you kind of get really lax about things. So it was my sister's birthday this last week, and we've had 4 weddings in the last 2 weeks, all of which have involved cake and bread, and one even involved ice cream. So I was completely off plan, to be honest. I've had maybe in the last 2 weeks 3 or 4 days where I've been on plan. I have been trying to food optimize and eat more speed food when I can and things like that, but I've been really just lacking motivation. But Sunday came and I sat down and I said to myself and to John that I didn't want to risk the 1 stone and 4 pound that I'd already lost, because I'd done really well doing that, and I really just wanted to get back in the game, back in the mindset, and really just try and crack on with the plan, getting on the plan properly and make it to that 3 stone target. So with that in mind, I sat down and I just focused myself on Monday night and wrote out a meal plan and started planning to be back on the plan properly. I had weigh-in today about 4 hours ago, and I did go in thinking, right, it's been 2 weeks since I've last weighed in. Hopefully there is a loss. I really wasn't sure if there was going to be, but I was thinking there should be something after 2 weeks, even if I have been off plan most of the time. But I wasn't kind of sure how it was going to go. Got on the scales, as you do, hold your breath. And I lost another 3 pound. Yay! So that takes me up to 1 stone and 7, so 1.5 stone. Yay! I got that award. That's another tick in the box. But I also got my Club 10 because I have lost 10% of my starting body weight. Yay! So that was exciting too. So I felt really, really good about that, and if anything, that has probably helped motivate me that little bit more to stick to it now. So today I thought I would show you something that I've bought that is gonna hopefully help me for the next few weeks, but also give you my 5 top tips for staying on plan. It's all good people saying just eat this and eat that and all that, but actually keeping yourself motivated and staying on plan can be really difficult. So I thought I would talk to you about how I stay on plan. What skills? That doesn't quite sound the right word. Yeah, the word has passed my brain by. What I use to keep me on plan when I am on plan. So yeah, let's do that today. Before I get into it, I would love a nice big thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you aren't a member already, and leave me a comment. Leave me how you stay on plan, or maybe on a flip side, leave me a comment about what actually jeopardizes you on plan. What do you find hard, or what pushes you off the plan? For us personally, it's not a craving or anything like that that pushes me off the plan. It's purely time. Time and planning is what pushes me off the plan usually, because of the little one and the business. I just find sometimes I do not have the time to cook or to make healthy meals, and that tends to be what jeopardizes me. But here is my 5 top tips. Let's go. Number 1, prepare. Meal planning. Meal planning is a major thing, and I know that when I meal plan, I'm usually okay. It's one of those really basic things. Now, if you find it really hard to meal plan for an entire week, don't meal plan for an entire week. That doesn't, for us personally, a week at a time does not work. Because of the business and because we can quite often take last minute bookings, or bookings can be moved around a lot, I found that if I meal planned for the entire week, so I sorted out breakfast, lunch and dinner for the full 7 days, 2 or 3 meals would go astray and I would be left with surplus stuff in my fridge. Usually it would go off or veg would go bad, and I hate the waste then, because obviously it costs you money as well if you're wasting stuff all the time. So if meal planning for an entire week does not work for you, just meal plan for 3 to 4 days at a time. So that's what I sat down last night. Monday night, I sat down and I planned breakfast, lunch and dinner for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then breakfast and lunch for Friday, because I knew we were going out Friday evening. Let's hope that doesn't screw everything up. And then we went shopping this morning for these 4 days. Nothing else. I know that I've got time on Friday to go shopping for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And that is how I work. I just find that is the easiest way to do it. So if you've tried meal planning in the past and it hasn't worked for you, try not doing a full week. Do 2 days at a time, if that's what works. We live really close to a Tesco's where I shop for most of my things, although we did go to Asda today. Never again am I going to Asda. Didn't like it. So Tesco's, Lidl's I'll also use, and then Home Bargains and B&M's for certain items if I can pick them up. So it is easy for me to get to the shops, so obviously I've got that on my side. If it's not so simple for you to get to a supermarket, then obviously that might make it a bit more difficult to only do a few days at a time. But if you put down breakfast, lunch and dinner, you can do the whole week even if you don't shop for it. If you put breakfast, lunch and dinner down and stick to it. I know that sounds difficult. You might get to like day 3 and you're like, ugh, I've put such and such down for dinner and I really don't feel like it. If you've got another day and you can switch, then do that. But I have found if I'm strict with myself and I say I'm having this, this and this, then I tend to stick to it. Even work out your snacks if you need to. If you need to work out your snacks as well, do that. So on certain days I've said I'll have hi-fis on certain days or Alpen bars, so I know that I've got my healthy extra B's in. Other days I'll be having bread, so I haven't put those in. If I know I'm going to be out at lunchtime and I need to take lunch with me, I'll quite often put a pack of crisps down as my snack to take with me, so I know that I've got something. So tip number 1 is meal planning. However you decide to do it, meal planning is key to keeping you on track. Tip number 2, meal prepping. Yes, we've gone from meal planning to meal prepping. Now, meal prepping can mean a whole host of different things to people. For me personally, because time is one of the major factors that come up against me when I'm trying to do this, I find that if I can prepare a dish that lasts me 3 consecutive lunchtimes, I'm going to be in a much better place. Or do it with breakfast if you can do it. I don't say to do it with tea, because tea is your big meal of the day and eating the same thing 3 days in a row can be a bit meh. So I don't always do that. But tonight now when I go up, I'm going to probably, once the baby's gone to bed, I'm going to prep chicken and feta couscous for the next 3 lunchtimes. And then instead of portioning it out, sometimes I portion it out in separate containers, but I'll just make a really big Tupperware box of it and I will shove it in the fridge. And I know that I've got a good, healthy, low sin, food optimized, full of speed food meal for the next 3 lunchtimes that I don't need to worry about. I don't need to think about it. So tomorrow, if we decide, I think we're going to go out. If we decide to go out tomorrow, I can pack it in the bag and I know I've got it and I won't need to go to Tesco's to get a sandwich, which is what usually happens otherwise. And then breakfast time, tomorrow morning, I'm going to make a big tray of egg, ham and cheese, or ham and leek, egg, ham and leek, breakfast muffins. And then I will pack those into Tupperware and I will have those for breakfast for the next 2 days as well. So meal prepping, number 2. Meal prepping is number 2. However you decide to do it, you can prep evening meals as well. I find freezer crock pot prepping is really good. That really helps me keep on plan when I know I'm going to have a stupidly busy week. If you don't know what that is, I will try and find some YouTube videos or some blog posts on it, and I will put the links down below or up here if I find any on YouTube about crock pot prepping or slow cooker prepping. Essentially, you put aside a few hours on one day and you bag up all the ingredients, or prepare all the ingredients, because sometimes you have to cook bits of it, for 4 or 5 meals in one go, in Ziploc bags, shove them in your freezer, and then when you do want them, you just unzip them and tip them out into your slow cooker. Sometimes they need defrosting first, but not always. Into your slow cooker, whack them on, and they're done. Nice and simple. So, number 2, meal prepping. Number 3, keeping track of your sins. You kind of, when you've been on the plan for a while, you get really lax with it. I know that's what's happened to me for the last 2 weeks, and I know it happened to me last time I was on Slimming World. Once you think you got it in your head how it goes, you kind of relax into it and you stop weighing and measuring and counting your sins. It's as simple as that. You do stop doing it, or you kind of like let certain things slide. I'll just eat this little square of chocolate because it's not going to matter. It's only like one sin. I don't need to worry about it. No. Keep track of those sins, because it is very easy for them to slip away from you, and it's very easy to lose balance. So you're going along nicely, you're counting all your sins, and then you kind of like, stop counting them for a little bit, and then you kind of drop off the deep end. So yeah, you lose it. So keep track of those sins, keep track of everything. Even after you've finished handing in your little like diaries to your rep, to your consultant, keep track of everything. Writing it on a piece of paper, in a notebook. However, I bought this. Okay, so just on the front it just says, never forget how ridiculously fabulous you are, because of course I am. So I had to check where this was from. It's from an Etsy shop called Wee Busy Bee. I will put the link down below. This is a food planner, food tracker, the lot. So on the front, that's just what it looks like. And then there's a few pages about putting in your target weight. Whoa, let me show you guys this properly. But you're putting in your start and your target weight. I haven't filled it in yet because it literally arrived like 2 days ago. Why you want to lose weight. Weekly weigh-ins, weekly measurements. Then your weekly food planner. So as you can see, I've done Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I said I had. Shopping list, even better, you can keep your shopping list in here. I didn't fill that bit in yet. And then this is what you get your food diary. So the idea is you fill in your date, your ACBs, your 3 meals, scratch out your sins as you use them, any workouts you're doing, your sins, and it's even got a water tracker, which is something I think I probably do need to start using because I'm really bad at remembering to do that. Then at the end of, obviously there's 7 of them for your week. Then you've got your weigh-in page for that week, and then a little weekly summary page, and then you're back to the start again. So this is a 12-week one that I bought, because I'm kind of hoping in 12 weeks from now, I'm hoping I will be at Target. That's the fingers crossed. It's only a stone and a half away now, so it's a stone and a half in 12 weeks. I better be on Target is all I can say. So that is what I've bought to purely be able to write down everything to track my sins. And everything else, like I said, everything else as well. But because I do find that if I do not write it down do not make proper notes. You can't just make a mental note and go, oh, wait, how many sins have I had today? Oh yeah, I had 2 from that, and I had 3 from that, and I had half a sin that, because you won't do it. You will just, you'll lose track, you'll forget something, and it'll all just, like I said, fall off the deep end. So I find if I write it down, I'm far more realistic on how many sins I've had, but I'm also far more conscious and aware of what I'm eating. The one thing that slips into our diet, not of the chocolate and fruit and the crisps and stuff like that, bread or wheat-based products, as we shall call healthy extra B. Sorry, I've got a hair somewhere, I can feel it. Yeah, healthy extra B's, wheat products, they slip into my diet far too easily when I am not conscious of it. So I'll have my toast at breakfast time, and then I might decide to have a hi-fi or pick at some nuts, or oh no, I forgot I needed a roll for tea time, and I'll have to count that, and yeah, it's just a dangerous slidey slope. So number 3, keep track of what you're eating, however you decide to do it. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer, you can do it on a piece of paper, in your diary, whatever, just do it. Number 4, set yourself mini goals, mini interim goals. I know you set yourself targets when you're in group, but you usually set yourself big targets. So you set yourself a stone, stone and a half, 2 stone, whatever. Set smaller ones. Set smaller ones week on week or month on month, however you do it. Set yourself small goals. It doesn't even necessarily need to be weight goals as such. Obviously, weight goals is the one. So my usual one is, although I say in group £2, my little mini goals is I want to make it £3. So every time I hit that next £3, it's awesome. So set yourself those mini goals rather than looking at the big picture, which can seem overwhelming. You think, oh my God, 3 stone. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight to lose. Don't set yourself that big target. Have it in your head, obviously, but break that down into much, much smaller portions. Understand that 1, 2, £3, it's still a lot of weight. When you see it, when you see a bag of sugar, think of it like that. When you see the bag of sugar and everything, it's a lot of weight to lose. So break down your big goal to little goals, because those little chunks are much, much easier to achieve, and that's how you keep yourself motivated. When you think of the big picture and you kind of go, right, I need to lose, what is it, 14, 20, 28, 30, I don't know. Anyway, 3 stones, let's say. My maths is not on goal tonight, all right? 28, 38, 42. 42 pound? Okay, so I need to lose 42 pound, and you have a week where you only lose 1 pound. That's gonna really knock your confidence. It's gonna dishearten you. And you're gonna just be like, ugh, I only lost 1 pound. That's just rubbish, because I've got 42 to lose. But if you kind of go, right, I just want to make my first half a stone, I only need to lose 7 pound, and then you only lose 1, you're like, okay, that's 1 down, only another 6 to go, it's not that bad. And that's what keeps you motivated when you look at the smaller picture, not the bigger picture. Okay, get that? Tip number 5, and it might be a controversial one for some people, do not deprive yourself of whatever it is you crave. I know it's a slippery slope, because some people say, I can't just have 1 bag of crisps, I can't just have 1 biscuit. This is the bit you need to control. You need to learn to control the quantity of what you eat. Not necessarily learn to control the whole thing. Does that make sense? So if, off the top of my head, okay, I can use Kit Kats because I know the sins of Kit Kats. So 2-finger Kit Kats are 5.5 cents. If you want a chocolate biscuit, whether it be a specific Kit Kat, or you just want chocolate biscuit, whatever, have that 1 Kit Kat. Don't deprive yourself of chocolate and biscuits entirely, because that can lead to you falling worse, to be honest. So have that one chocolate biscuit, count the sins, work it into your meal planning. Like I said, work it into your meal planning if you have to, so you are not depriving yourself of certain things. Because when you start depriving yourself of it, you crave it even worse, and you will probably gorge on it at some point, and then you'll feel like crap because you'll be like, yeah, I just ate that entire pack of 2-finger Kit Kats rather than just eating one. You've eaten the whole thing, and now you feel like, ugh, shouldn't have done it. Scales isn't going to say good things this week. I've had a million sins, and quite often that'll lead people to actually not go to group because they feel like they're going to have a gain and they feel like shit. So do not deprive yourself, but learn to control your quantities. That is my key, I think. I think that is the key, that you need to be able, you need to train yourself to just have that one. So you kind of cover that craving that you have for the chocolate or the biscuit or whatever without it going out of control. It's pretty simple. Do not deprive yourself of what you crave, whatever that may be. Okay? Don't crave an entire fudge cake, all right? If you want fudge cake, work out how many you can have, slice, sins, have it. Don't have it every day, granted. You could have a Kit Kat every day, mind you. You can work 5.5 sins in every day quite easily. Yeah, so you've got to find that balance of having what you want, not depriving yourself. We go to the beach with the baby, and I know when I'm at the beach, if it's warm weather, I want ice cream. I really, really want ice cream. I ain't depriving myself of that ice cream. Granted, I probably won't have it in a cone because cones are more sins, but I can have 2 scoops of ice cream for, I think they worked out at 16 sins because they're quite big scoops. So I know that, granted, that is going to take my entire sins for that day and some. But I know that if I work that into, I know you're not meant to bank for weekly, but 1 over, I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't deprive myself of it because I know that it'll probably make me grumpy. I'll go to the beach and I'll be grumpy because I didn't get my ice cream. It's quite simple. So yeah, those are my 5 sins. 5 sins? Blah, blah, blah. Sins on the brain. Those are my 5 tips to help keep you on plan. 1, meal planning. 2, meal prepping. 3, keeping track of all your sins and everything you eat. 4, making yourself smaller in interim targets. And 5, do not deny yourself your cravings. Okay guys? Hopefully these 5 little things, 5 little tips will help keep you on plan, help keep you motivated, and help you get to your target. Alright guys? I'm off for tonight. Please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe to join the Two Hearts family, and leave me a lovely comment because I would love to speak to you guys. Alright? Bye!